Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing about Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market, what to expect the next 2 days is going to be super important. We're going to have the crypto summit. There's going to be so much data coming out. So that's why you had to stay until the end of the video. I'm going to explain to you what could be happening short term and long term. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We post one video every single day. Guys, the situation right now, it's quite, I would say, critical. Bitcoin sitting at $87,500. You can see we're still like into a, I would say, bullish support. And I can see in the market, there is panic, there is despair. Everybody's talking about this Trump tariffs that are destroying the world, are going to cause a hyperinflation. Everything is going to be down and all of that. But let me show you why I am not bearish. Let me show you why I still believe we're going to see one more leg coming to the upside and why inflation is actually not a problem. I was basically discussing today, guys, with my VIP group, all of this from a macroeconomic point of view, because as you know, with the VIP group, we discuss every single day what we do. We do Bitcoin analysis, altcoin analysis for you to understand when to buy and when to sell. We have everything from trading calls, from anything you can think of. So if you really are serious about learning how to trade crypto, to also be an investor in crypto with with altcoins to buy, the right coins to buy, especially when we're going to see this next leg up and also alt season to really monetize from you guys, what you have to do is to come on the VIP group. Link in the description as well. Link in bio. Please come and join us, guys. We're a great community. Lots of kick-ass data analysis to trade, invest, and so much more. But now let's go back into BTC and let's see what's happening right now. So the situation why we're dropping right now, you can see Bitcoin, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, everything is dropping because of these Trump tariffs. Now, the reason why we're going up and down is because Trump is saying one day, oh, we're going to go and we're going to put some tariffs on Canada. And then he says the following day, I'm not going to put them anymore. And basically, the institutions are getting completely crazy, thinking, oh, what is going to be happening with BTC? So that's why we've been seeing all this choppiness in the market. But I want to give you some light to give you some light, to make you understand a little bit better, which, of course, here I explain just a little bit, but of course, in the VIP group, we explain everything on details. But let me show you just a few things. Number one, guys, this Trump tariffs is probably going to finish very, very soon. For example, Geiger Capital saying that 84% of Mexico exports go to the US and as well as 77% of Canada exports go to the US. Meaning that if Trump is going to go higher with the tariffs, those countries are going to be in a recession. So they can't afford to have these crazy tariffs. They're going to go and get completely destroyed. And at the same time, so many countries like Canada, like all of them, they basically put lots of tariffs on the United States. So I really started to understand why Donald Trump wants to do this. But basically, this could be a negotiation tactic that is established right now. Second of all, some people are saying that tariffs are inflationary and all of that. And then you open a chart, which explained very well by Dan Tapiero, saying that the basically the 2 years yield is falling down like a rock. And this, guys, is the measurement of truflation. Truflation is actually the real measurement of inflation. CPI is like an old school reading of inflation, which is now, of course, measuring right now. I think we are around 3%. Truflation is the one you have to look for. Is now tanking like a rock. So if the next person is going to come and tell me, oh, but bro, because the market is going to tank because of inflation, really, I'm going to tell him to, I'm not going to say the word. Inflation is coming down. The data is here. And truflation, I can tell you, is very, very detailed. 1.42%. If this is going to continue, it's going to be reflected into the CPI. And if it's going to be in the CPI, the Fed will have to cut interest rates. And guess what happened when the Fed is going to cut interest rates? That's it. Risk assets are going to start to soar. That's the inevitable. And not to mention, GDP came in minus 1.5% with the revision, guys. GDP is super weak. Inflation is coming down. What are we scared about? And still, I see Bitcoin extreme fear because of the hyperinflation and all of that. Inflation is not here. So I guess, I'll be completely wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but the data are saying that inflation is basically non existent right now. So Look at the data, guys, not the opinions. Second of all, very important, on the 7th, so in a couple of days, we're going to have the first ever crypto summit. You have to be careful with this. I'm going to show you why you have to be a little bit careful, because it could be two potential scenarios, which I'm going to show you right now. But basically, what's going to be happening, Donald Trump is going to talk about establishing a Bitcoin strategic reserve, blah, 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 zero capital gain taxes. But again, I'm not very interested in this, and I'm more interested in the Fed cutting interest rates. It's going to be much more important. And also, you can see the Bitcoin interest over time, a little bit of a tick up right now, which in general is actually quite good, because what's happening is that probably people are starting to wake up because of this crypto summit event. And probably once it's over, it's going to probably go down again. Now, let's go into the charts and let's see what's happening right now. So, this is what I can say, guys. Everybody panicking, telling me, oh, it's the end, bear market, bear market. To me, if we're going to stay above, I would say 65, 70,000, there is no bear market. Basically, it's just like a correction. It's a macro correction. That's what we could be seeing. Could be maybe one more drop down to this area, and then a final wave up again, due to the fact that, as I said before, the Fed is going to cut interest rates, inflation is falling. That's what I'm expecting right now. The expectation will be one final leg up to trap everybody, and then we can start with a recession through a true bear market, which probably is going to come. If you also have a look a little bit more, I would say in details, what's happening around like intraday, that's what I can see right now for BTC. That's why you had to pay attention on that, which is very important. So you can see that we broke this very important structure from here. We had a structure which was supported by this level of support at $92,000 to $93,000. This is going to be resolved very, very soon. So by, I would say, the 10th of March, 9th of March, we are going to see either a break to the upside or to the downside, meaning that what we could be seeing could be something like this. I'm going to go and zoom in for you a little bit so you can see. So it could be something like this, maybe one more up here, up to this area, up to this area. And then once we're going to see that strategic crypto summit events, we could be seeing finally a break to the upside, or we could be seeing maybe like a downside down to here. Now, what is actually very important to remember, I'm gonna be honest here. Lots of people, lots of trolls, they say, "Oh, but you always say, it can go up, it can go down." Of course, guys, because what we do, we trade the extremes. So it's quite obvious. Like people treat you like an idiot, but you are probably the idiot saying, thinking, "Oh, this guy says it goes, it can go up, it can go down," because that's what you trade here and you trade here. You don't trade in the middle. Being like, I would say that the real idiot is the one probably going in this, like, in the middle of the storm here, which you don't have any directional preference. But anyway, so what is going to be very important to remember is that we're going to see probably a conclusion of this compression phase soon, and it's probably going to be given by the event of the crypto summit. So the crypto summit is probably going to say, okay, we are going to go and, for example, Donald Trump is not going to say anything, which I'm quite how do I say? I'm quite positive he's not going to say anything. So what we could be seeing could be a drop down to here, down to maybe 73, 72, and then finally we're going to see a big push to the upside. Why? Guys, come on the VIP. I explain all of that very, very well. Otherwise, if he's gonna, I don't know, establish a strategic reserve and he's gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna buy $2 million, whatever, of 2 million bitcoins," maybe we could be seeing a break from this area. But again, be very careful with Donald Trump. The man says things which are usually, he says something or he doesn't mention it, so it can be like just like a selling news event. So I would be very careful with that, especially if I see the market pumping in anticipation, for example, going to 92 to 93,000 in anticipation of the meeting. That it will make me a little bit scared, because usually what they do, that then they pump down, they drop the price to the downside. So I'm basically, what I'm doing right now, I have already invested in some altcoins, which I bought when Bitcoin was at 87,000, still holding them. So I'm going to probably load up more if we're going to go down to this area around the 73, 75,000. If we're going to see this happening, right? We're going to see a recall up to here and then another drop. That's probably the area which I'm going to go and accumulate more, because then after that, I could be expecting maybe something like this to happen. Now, let's talk about also alt season, altcoins, what's happening with altcoins. So Bitcoin dominance still at 61.21%. There is no significant changes, meaning that Bitcoin is probably pumping against all the other altcoins. And this is actually quite good thing, because what I would like to see is that I want to see Bitcoin, first of all, to go to 120, 130, whatever, and then really try to tank down like that and just give all the money to the other altcoins like Ethereum, like Solana, and all of that. We can also analyze a little bit the total free market cap and see, where we are. That was actually a draw from from myself recently, and yeah, we're basically in this point here, right? We're still into this channel. Nothing has changed. We're probably gonna go and maybe retest down to this bottom of this channel from here, 720, if Bitcoin is going to go down to 75. And then finally we should be seeing the next leg up, which I think is probably going to be around the 1.6 to 1.7 trillion dollars. That's not like crazy, but that's what I'm expecting. And also, guys, another reason why I am still bullish, I'm still, I would say, considering of a final leg to the upside, is also the US, as I said before, the 10 years Treasury yield. This one is going down, guys. This is basically pricing in a recession and is pricing in rate cuts. Simply because this one is a leading indicator. Is a leading indicator. Whenever this one goes down, really is basically telling the Fed to cut interest rates. And whenever this one goes up, tells the Fed to be careful. And you can see that we went from 2024 in October until January, February higher. Now we're going to go down again, meaning that the Fed, if you're going to go down again here, is probably going to have to cut interest rates. But again, guys, this is data, it's not opinions. That's what I can see. If this was trending higher, then I will tell you, probably is thinking that inflation is going to be higher for longer. But think about this. We have established now tariffs. The 10 years yield should have reacted by going higher, because that was actually the fear of hyperinflation. This should have gone higher, but instead it's going down, and it's basically pricing in a recession, aka rate cuts. And the same thing, the US dollar, the DXY is going down as well. As I told you yesterday, it was forming a head and shoulder. People will not believe me. Say, no, the dollar is going to go down to $120, 120. The DXY, you can see, is going down as well, meaning that, again, is going to be a depreciation with BTC. This one goes down, BTC goes up. Simple as that. So as long as this is going to continue to go down, perhaps going to 100 to even 97 for the DXY, we could be seeing, of course, Bitcoin to go higher. Next one I want to show you as well, very important, just to finish today, also the Nasdaq and the S&P. So very, very similar. Nasdaq is basically on a support line. If it breaks here, I would say shouldn't be big of a problem, as long as we don't close like down to, I don't know, 19,000, 18,000, and then just close below here. That probably would be a problem. But if we're gonna be able to just do up to here, then have a big wick to the upside again, there should be not a big deal. But right now I'm expecting like a sort of a rebound coming from here. We could be going as down as probably this level here, around 19,000, and still be in a bull market. And probably this is going to happen if BTC is going to go down to, let's say, $74,000 to $75,000. And also could be happening if I don't know, the next week CPI is going to come higher than expectation, something like that. And also, guys, the S&P 500 as well, same thing. Maybe we could be dropping down to 5,600, 5,500, but still looking at the I would say macro picture, we're still like in an intact bull trend as well. So nothing to worry. So guys, overall, that's the situation right now. Not, I would say, worried at all. Be careful, be careful, be careful with these crypto summits. Don't go and start to leverage like crazy, because this could just be a sell the news event. Be careful with that. And otherwise, I'll thank you very much for watching this video, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow for another video. Take care and see you soon.